What is up, my collectors? It is your boy Reeferino here, and today we will be unboxing the SH Figure Arts Satoru Gojo from Jujutsu Kaisen. This is my first Jujutsu Kaisen action figure. Yippee! Him and one other, technically, but he arrived in the mail first, so I'm gonna consider him my first figure. And anyways, this is the box. It came in some wrap, I don't know. I ordered it from Amazon because Big Bad Toy Store prices are... So yeah, I got this guy for $60 and he came in this weird wrap that we're going to take off in a second, but here's the back of the box for all you people who are curious. The people wondering why I'm not on my desk, it's because A, I'm at school, and B, my desk at school is completely filled, so we'll switch locations once I unbox this guy, but as of now, we're going to stick with the luxurious blue chair background. This guy is wrapped really good. I'm like scared to unwrap him. I've ordered a few SHF from Amazon and never have I gotten one like this. Gift wrapped it. I am going to eat this Gojo Chinese boy. I'm going to prison. Okay, sorry. Anyways, here's the figure with the box and all. You can actually see it a lot better. It no longer looks musty. Oh my goodness gracious! I'm getting him out. Oh boy, this is everything he comes with. And pieces are already starting to fall. You know, we love to see it. No, we don't. Give me the boy. Give him to me. This is perfection. Oh my goodness. I'm in awe, guys. Chat, get the camera. Okay, anyways, this is the boy. You have absolutely gift wrapped. Okay, I'm sorry. We're gonna move on to the review now. So yeah, let's fade in, fade out, and hopefully I find a good location to review him in. Here we have Satoru Gojo outside the box as he just came out of. This is the day after the unboxing, and as you can see, I'm in a classroom that's empty doing the review. Some information about this figure before we get into appearance. He is the first Gojo figure to be released by SHF. There are two other ones, and technically this is kind of outdated. I'll get to that just later. But essentially, there's one based on the Jujutsu Kaisen movie. And then there's also one based on the Season 2 flashback series where he's a teenager. And so this is the first ever one, and this is the one that's in Season 1 and the second arc of Season 2. So this is the current Gojo, but he is the oldest figure, and he's a bit outdated, but I still love him. So we'll talk about that right now, starting with appearance. As you can see, Gojo at the top of his head, he's sporting that white, spiky-ish hair that flows down when he takes off his black bandana mask. I blindfold English. But yeah, as you can see, it looks very nice. You can see the mouth, all that, the head detail. So yeah, the coloring on the hair isn't, I don't think, super accurate because it does have a little purple tint to it, at least I think. But it looks okay for the time being. He's sporting that teacher uniform that all the Jujutsu Kaisen teachers wear. It's I mean, it's a uniform. In person, it looks like a really dark purplish. So it looks a little bit like black on this camera screen, but it's a lot more like dark blue, dark purpley. I don't really know if that makes sense, but yeah, anyways, this is the back of the figure. A lot of this lower body piece plastic thing right here, like near his waist, it's rubber. So it really helps with the ab crunching and also like this stuff. It's not rubber, but it's like rubber plastic, and so it doesn't really get in the way in terms of articulation, and it's pretty cool actually because you can recreate Gojo putting his hands in his pockets. But yeah, other than the hair color, there is another thing they kind of got wrong, which is his skin color. It's too gray compared to how it is in the actual anime. On the box, it doesn't actually look that gray, but here it's... yeah. So, I don't know, maybe they ended up changing something in post-production, but the newer figures, the other Gojo figures do not have this gray skin tone, and so that's kind of what I meant by being outdated, is that this is kind of, doesn't really match with the current Gojo figures. As you can see though with the ball peg, like the ball peg and the neck head joint is like the right skin color, but the hands and the heads just aren't for some reason. So it's like they had it and then they just scrapped it, I don't know. But other than some slight discolorations, this figure is almost pretty accurate in terms of appearance, so we'll move on and straight into articulation. So head articulation, it can move down a pretty good amount and then moves up, whatever. It's kind of in place due to this little collar piece that covers up a little bit of Gojo's mouth, depending on how you kind of angle him. But, you know, it's articulating, it looks good, and it's accurate, so there's really nothing to complain there. Arms can move 360 and then some. They look really good. They're on a butterfly joint that moves rather swiftly, so you can get 360 arm rotation, no problem. The arms are really really good. There's nothing hindering them either. It's just, it doesn't look so good when you extend the butterfly joint all the way out, but you know, that can be fixed with some angle work. Double bend, no bicep swivel, which surprised me because most SHF figures do have one, but I think it's just because of the design of his sleeves, but it doesn't really bother me. I can live without it. Hand ball joint. Moving on to the legs can move up a pretty hecking good amount. This plastic piece, rubber thing, doesn't really get in the way. It just doesn't move back all that well because of the way they sculpted his butt, as you can see. So it's a little bit weird with the side leg, but it's doable. I mean, it's not impossible. It just takes a little bit more work. Double bend at the knee. That doesn't look super great, but you know, we'll move past that. I think the leg, yeah, you can get to swivel a little bit. And then foot's on the pivot, and toe bend, it's pretty freaking good on articulation. There's literally zero problems. This guy moves super well, especially from a figure for 2 years ago, and I have no complaints. This guy moves spectacularly, and I love him for that. That's something you don't even get with current Dragon Ball SHF figures sometimes. So good job. Moving straight along, we'll get into accessories, starting with the heads. So including the head he has on right now, there are 3 head pieces. 2 of them are just head templates, and another one is a whole other head entirely. So to swap out the head face plates, it's pretty simple. You just pop out the head, and then you pop this out and pop the other one back in. So this is the second head piece. It's a head of Gojo with his teeth out smiling. So yeah, you know, Gojo is a very happy person because he is the strongest. Anyways, the head looks good. Now we'll get on to the final one, which is a whole other sculpt entirely. So I think that's kind of cool. And then here is Gojo's third head. It's him without the blindfold on, and it looks amazing. It's one of the reasons I bought this figure and not the newer ones. It's because this is the only head that comes with this. Well, unless you include the Season 2 pre-time scan, whatever. This one just looks really good. Moving straight past that, we'll get into other accessories, starting with this thing. If you don't know what this is a detachable blindfold. You can actually put it around his neck if you just pop off the head and then put it right here and then pop the head back in. So yeah, now it looks like he took off his blindfold and it's holding around his neck. Speaking of the blindfold, we'll get into hands. So there is quite a few different interchangeable hands, including the pair of fists he has on right now. He has 2 pairs of hands, only 2. But one hand with him clasps together. So it's 2 hands, but they're together, so you can't move them. A left hand for him to hold onto his bandana. So I'll show you how to swap out the hands right now. And then so here, now you have him where he's grabbing his blindfold like right off and he reveals his eyes. So I think that looks rather nicely. And then a few different right hands. We'll just get into those right now. So these are the other set of hands. These are the only other 2 hands that that match. So these are like some grasping palm hands, and these can really be used for just about anything. So already showed his other left hand with this blindfold piece on right here. That's the only other left hand he comes with that I haven't shown. So the rest of these are going to be right hands, starting with this one. This is to show his infinity, or like the little scene where he's like, this is the distance between you and me, infinity. So yeah, I think that's pretty cool. A right hand to show him about to unleash his domain expansion, and another right hand to show him actually releasing his domain expansion. These are really kind of just the same hand. I don't know why they include both, but I mean, hey, it's unique, I suppose. Quick editor note, that non-domain expansion hand is actually for his hollow purple pose. So yeah, there is a difference between those 2 hands, my bad. And then these are the clasped hands where they're together and you have to peg both arms into these holes so you can't move them apart. They're stuck like this. But yeah, that's all he got for hands. It's honestly not as bad as I initially thought it was, and it's pretty good. So those are all of his hands right there, including the 2 right there, and then here are his heads. So accessories is not as bad as I initially thought it was, but I would have liked to got more, maybe an extra faceplate, maybe 1 or 2 more left hands, but ultimately, I think what this figure is missing is some sort of weapon or blast effect, because a lot of the JJK figures in the SHF line come with their signature weapon or come with some sort of blast effect. Gojo is one of the only ones to not have that. This version of Gojo, I mean. The other 2, yeah, they have something to go with them. I think the JJK01 has like reversal red. This guy, he doesn't have anything though, and it's a little bit unfortunate. I would have liked to see it, so accessories is passable. Quick little comparison on my desk right here. As you can see, the lighting is not very good, and my apologies, but Gojo is gonna be pretty tall next to a lot of your standard SHF. Going left to right, we have Naruto Uzumaki, Gojo, obviously. Yuji Itadori, I'm gonna review him next, and then Goku from the superhero line. So yeah, I mean he's a pretty tall dude. I believe in canon he's like 6'2" or 6'3" or something. He's pretty tall, so yeah, he's gonna scale above most SHF characters. Alright, now we've made it to the final part of the review, the conclusion, where I give my final thoughts on a figure and if you guys should pick him up or not based on a categorical system I made. There are 5 categories, each worth 2 points, in which I give the figure a number scale. If you disagree with the rating I give this figure, that's your opinion, but this is my final thoughts. So first category, appearance, I'm gonna give this guy a 1.75 out of 2. This guy, he looks amazing, you know, the colors, it's mostly there. He comes with a really good detailed face. With and without the mask, the faces look identical to the character, and so that's really good. And you know, the body, I feel like they got the proportions right on him. The biggest thing for me is just, you know, this skin tone. I mean, the hair might be a little bit off. I don't know. It really just depends on the lighting, if you see that purple shade or not. But ultimately, the skin tone kind of bothers me, especially since the newer figures have a lot more accurate of a skin tone. And this guy, he's old. His skin looks a little gray. Articulation, easy, 2 out of 2. This guy moves super well, even by SHF standards. He is amazing and can pose super duper well. I'm not gonna have any issues with him holding a pose. I feel like I'm gonna have a lot of fun posing this guy and doing stop motions with him in the near future. Accessories, I'm gonna give him a little bit of a weird score. I'm gonna give him a 1.25 out of 2. I was originally gonna go lower, but after having him in hand, the accessories are honestly not that bad. It's just that the other Gojo characters come with more for about the same price. Like the JJK 01 comes with 4 face plates and a bunch of hands and that reversal red I showed, and so this guy doesn't really have as much as that. But he has the mask off face, and the mask off looks really freaking sweet, and honestly, I feel like that's worth 2 face plates in its own. It's a whole new head, it's a whole new hair, so I mean, I can kind of understand, it's just the accessories, otherwise, kind of bland. Value for money, I'm gonna give this guy a 1.5 out of 2. He is a $60 figure. If you get him on Big Bad Toy Store, he is $76, which is a little crazy in my opinion. I'm glad I got him for $60. He is not completely worth $60 in my eyes. Like I said, he's missing a little bit of accessories and he's a little outdated, but this is a purchase I do not regret making at all, which leads me to personal enjoyment. Easy 2 out of 2 on there. He is spectacular, amazing, and I might get the other Gojo figures in the future, but for now, this guy reigns supreme in my opinion. Yeah, he has the advantage that this is the current Gojo in the anime. The other 2 are kind of flashback Gojos, so he's going to pair up the best with characters in the current anime, obviously. Totaling all these points up, you get an 8.5 out of 10. Honestly, I think that's more than generous for this figure. He doesn't come with a whole lot, and there's some minor nitpicks here and there about the inaccuracy, but he's still amazing. I would recommend picking this guy up if you can get him for 60-ish or less, and if you can't, then maybe, you know, go a little bit higher, because on the current arc of JJK we're on with Shibuya, I feel like this guy's gonna be really freaking hard to obtain. So try to get him before that arc finishes. Try to get him before the end of 2023, before everyone else does. Anyways, guys, that's gonna end it for the review today. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, leave a like. If you didn't enjoy, please leave a comment. Tell me what I improve upon. I made this channel so that I can improve my knowledge on action figures and learn more about the community and, you know, action figures in general. I will take any and all suggestions you guys have regarding content. My budget is currently $0, so if you do recommend a really expensive figure to me, please keep in mind I will not probably get it for the time being until I get money from this, or if I just really like that guy. But your feedback is greatly appreciated, and I do consider it, and you know, I want to branch out with other action figure content and perhaps do some stop motion soon. Other than the JJK line, I collect the Naruto and Dragon Ball Z SHF line, so if you want, you can check those videos out as well. That's gonna end it for me today, guys. Hope you have a great rest of your day or night, and I will see you guys in the next video. Goodbye!